guys, we are back in the studio and we have another Brews For Youse today. And today it's Concordance Ferments in Hatboro, Pennsylvania. And Alex is going to tell us a little bit about this relatively new brewery, right?
I do have some facts to share about this new brewery, but it has a very deep history. So setting the tone while we talk about the history of Concordance Ferments here.
Gotta set the tone.
We gotta set the tone. So Concordance is actually located in an old mill. It's a 200-year history. It was actually somewhere during the George Washington's troops were there at some point during the Revolutionary War, during the Battle of Germantown. So if you go there to have a beer and sit at that bar, you may be sitting where GW himself.
That's pretty sick.
Not GW Bush.
George
George Washington. The OGW.
The OGW.
But yeah, he was on his way supposedly to meet General Lafayette. It was a lookout spot during the Battle of Crooked Billet. So it was basically an outpost from what it sounds like. And they maintained the vibes in the building. We went there recently to try some beers, and we actually met Abe and Dave there. So not only did we get to talk about the history of the beer, we got to kind of sit there and joke and vouch for it as well. It vibes like it's a Revolutionary War pub.
It was really cool. There was some live, I wish I remember the name, the live music that was there. They were doing like some Irish folk kind of music. I feel like
they were phenomenal.
It was really good. But the vibe definitely for sure with the music, the live music in there, it definitely had like an old, like a tavern type feel to it.
Yeah, the building, that was one of the big things that Abe and Dave said when they got in there. They wanted to maintain the historical look of the building, but it's a really neat juxtaposition because the brewing equipment's modern. So you have this modern brewing equipment, but you still have the vibe. When you sit in there, you feel like you're, like you said, at a revolutionary pub, but you still have the modern things surrounding you. And the cuisine is modern and updated. And the beers, though, when we talked to Abe when he was there, they try and maintain, not necessarily recipes from that era, but recipes that kind of reflected that era, like simple, core ingredients, real clean beers. And that's kind of what we're going to sample here today. We have 3 of them. Joe, what 3 do we have to try today?
So we have, I think we're going to start off with the afternoon tea. It's a Norse table beer, it says. I'm trying to see if it's 4.1 alcohol by volume. Do you want me to just go through them as we'll do one at a time?
Yeah, why not?
We'll do one at a time. So we're going to start off with that. So this is the afternoon tea. And I think we need
we need some vibe music for sure. So let's kick it on.
A little music here.
So we'll have some late afternoon tea for us. Cheers.
Cheers.
We did have this one, the newer version of this one, when we were there. And yeah. So shout out to Abe saying there definitely was a little more tea heavy in the other one, the newer one, but this is just as phenomenal. Very light.
Still catch it there.
Yep. Yeah. But it's a light sessionable beer. I mean, you can look at that. Nice clean beer. That's what I like to drink. And this one, you can sit there and reminisce. I think part of, not only are the beers phenomenal, but sitting in that environment, like you need to go there, sit at the brewery, sit at that table. It's just a vibe.
I get sweet. I get a little floral,
Yep. But it's a perfect summer sessional. I mean, anytime, but for sure a good summer sessional beer. And they do also have an outside section there. So when weather's nice, hop up there on that patio. And then you can overlook the creek right there. Like the mill it's basically, in its original context. So you can sit out there, have this beer, lean over the rail, and look at the original creek, and just kind of.
We stayed on like the entry level floor, but they also have like a second floor too with a lot of seating.
Second level dining. Yep. Yeah. So second level dining. They have the downstairs is the brewery. What's cool about it though, we went before coming to try these beers. We went with Sarah's brother and his fiance, and then I took Charlotte. So for those who have kids, there are couches and other things. You can sit there and you can order like some of the apps and like the shareables, not the full entrees, but you can order those to the table. There's games. There's different seating, so it's not like you have to sit at the bar or sit at a table. It's not very rigid. The kids like to wander around, and sometimes that'll interrupt your evening. It's a perfect space for that to go with your family, both inside and outside.
So finish this one up.
Another gem. I do like that we got to try the new version and the old version, and both phenomenal.
Yes. All right, so I think now we're going to move on to our next one. It is called Harmony. It's a raspberry passion fruit Berliner Weisse.
Tis. So it's a little more on the sour side, but I would say it's not. Some people are hesitant around sours because of that acidity, and they're worried, we're getting old. We don't have that acid reflux. It is not one of those. It's got the tartness, but it's got like a natural tartness is the best way to explain it.
It's a 4.5%. Yeah, you had this when we were out there. I don't think I tried this one when we were out there.
You did not. I had this one. So I'm going to try it again.
Cheers.
Ooh, it's even more raspberry forward in the can. No joke. There's definitely You get the raspberry on the nose, but it is like, I guess the best way for me to explain when I like a beer when it does the fruit raspberry versus the candy equivalent of any
No,
flavor.
I get what you're saying.
This is like you bit into a raspberry.
The candy raspberry, artificial raspberry in beers to me sometimes comes off as like a Robitussin taste.
Yeah, it almost has like a chemically aftertaste you're not looking for. This is literally
This
like
is
if
not
you,
that.
It tastes like you bit into a raspberry. No lie. Try for yourself, but take our word for it as well.
Not overly sour. That's like I think what you were saying. That some people with sours they get really turned off hearing that, and they think it's going to be overpowering.
Some of them are like I was like a sour girly for a bit, but some of them were getting aggressive. But then I started finding more like these, and I don't want to say like it's equivalent like a dry sour, but it's like it's not as acidic as you'd think. This is a good sessionable one. I could do more than one of these for sure.
I think it's good. This won't be in here, or maybe it will.
It is a staple.
Compliments
of our
to the brewers.
Fair. But no, literally, again, taking a second sip of it, it's heavy in raspberry in a good way.
I like that one a lot.
Yup. That's a goodie.
All right. So we have one more here. This is called the Homestead. I always mess up this pronunciation. It's a Bière de Garde, I believe.
I think you nailed it on that one.
Okay, good. That's good to know. This comes in a little stronger at 6.2.
We actually got Abe gave us a little taste of this one on the tail end of it because I had I forget which beer I had. I had the Berliner, but then I had. I want to say it was. Oh wait, we started with afternoon tea.
So we both started with the new afternoon tea. I went for what was their session IPA,
the Grove session,
Grove session,
and then I went to the Berliner.
Yeah,
and then as we were about to depart, Abe brought this one over. So
let us try a little bit. Yeah,
yeah.
So let's cheers it first.
Cheers it. Same thing. So the thing I said when we were in the brewery trying this, for anybody that's home brewed or been in a brewery during a brew day, the best way to explain that smell of like the mash and everything during that process when it's all said and done, and you get that hit,
that hot grain, like that just like permeating the whole room, and yeah, as soon as you smell it, you pick up on that,
and you taste it too, in the best way possible. And it's not heavy, like it's not. It still comes off as a light drink, even though it doesn't look like a light drink.
This is what it's it's not really, but you definitely get more of the malty profile in this beer.
But this was a good one that we tried on the way out. And I like that we tried it in the order because this one I wouldn't start that before these guys. I would kind of progress to this because this one might be a little overpowering to those lighter ones, but it is a great beer.
Solid. I mean, honestly, can't go wrong.
No,
everything there was great. So you want to go there, get some good beer, go to a place. It's just cool to see like some places maintaining the historical significance.
It's definitely
for the area.
A vibe. Like when you sit there, you feel it. Like you feel like you're in. Like we sat there and felt like we were in like a Revolutionary War.
You're right there on the creek that's running right there.
Yep. And they keep the same kind of ambiance inside. Like we said, we had live music there, but like just the best way to explain it, the architecture, the vibe, the wood grain, and the feel to it. It's just a place you need to go check out. And the food is phenomenal. We went there for the beer, and I've had the food before. Everything is top notch, so you can't go wrong with anything. Abe and Dave are crushing it. Dave is the brewer. Abe is the owner. I clearly, from our conversation, Abe definitely knows his beer because we had some great conversations in regard to it as well. The cans. Now, this is relatively new. They weren't canning before, and this is, I don't know, the last few months maybe he was saying. But they actually partnered with another local brewer, Crooked Eye. So they're assisting in canning there. So they brew everything on site. All the brew equipment, everything is there. Like I said, you got the modern brew equipment with that, old timey setting, but the canning is new and they're, currently working with Crooked Eye. I love the label. I love the can, even the style through that. Like I love when the brand carries through. So the vibe of the building and the way these labels look and everything is just clean, simple, great beer. And go check it out for yourself.
It's a whole experience, guys. You won't be disappointed. Concordance Ferments. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers. Yeah. The one other thing I want to touch on Concordance, outside of being a phenomenal location, they just actually won Best New Brewery in Philadelphia for 2026 for Philadelphia Magazine. So that's a big deal, guys. I think that warrants a
air horn.
Classic Alter Judgment air horn. And some applause. But well-earned, well-deserved. We sat there, and it's fantastic. Go there. Honestly, the Glassware. Check out the Glassware.
Glasses were great.
The glasses were
awesome.
great. They got these crazy high-stem ones that we can't be trusted with, and then the pints, dude.
Yeah, they reminded me of like old like I would think of like drinking like iced tea at my mom's or something out of a glass,
indestructible
like
glass.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to the people,
they can break. But it's not a challenge. But go check them out, guys. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Thanks again, Abe, for sitting there talking with us for a bit and allow us to come over and try these beers and then review them. And Dave, kudos for brewing them. fantastic, and we will be back again. We won't be the last of us, unfortunately. You won't see us. You'll see us again.
We'll be back there, and we'll be back.
We'll be back.